What's up guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Christian and today I want to talk about a character in the Bible whose story I think is a story that can definitely resonate with a lot of people. I know it definitely can with me when I look on who I was before I was a believer, and I feel that it can resonate with a lot of other people, and I'll get into that later. But that character is Antonius Felix, or Antonius Felix. An interesting bit of backstory. Before he became governor, as he was when he was first mentioned in the book of Acts, he was actually born into slavery and built himself up to be a governor, which I think is really inspiring, even though I don't know the details of exactly how he built himself up. So those details might be less inspiring, but they might not be. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But his story starts in, as I said, the book of Acts, when Paul was preaching in Jerusalem and a mob wanted to kill him, actually then and there, for what they consider blasphemy, even though it wasn't blasphemy. Uh, and it was actually Antonius Felix who rescued him later that night, or it might have been a few nights later, but it was around that time, during the night, that Antonius Felix basically made sure that he had a fair trial and all of his witnesses and accusers were there, and it was basically run how a trial should be run. And that's pretty much, unfortunately, where his doing his job as governor well ended, because something I neglected to mention was that Felix was known for his cruelty and accepting bribes, which is largely the reason he kept Paul in prison for as long as he did, solely to get a bribe out of him. So yeah, that goes into his character about accepting bribes, and because he accepted bribes, that would lead to crime being at a height that it shouldn't have been. And another thing that leads into his character aspect of corruption is that he pursued another uh, another character in the Bible named Drusilla, even though she was married, and albeit Drusilla accepted of her own free will, he still pursued her of his own free will, so he's definitely not absolved of anything, as she isn't. But it's actually after Paul gets arrested that we really start to see into Felix's character and just the type of person he was, because another note is actually he became interested in Paul's case because Paul was preaching about how he believed in the resurrection and believed in the gospel, and that intrigued Felix. And once Paul was imprisoned for preaching, Felix often questioned him about what he was saying, why he was saying it, and eventually got to the point where Felix told him to stop talking because the conviction grew so strong that he became fearful. And that goes into what I was saying about what that goes into what I was saying about how a lot of us can resonate with Felix, and the fact that we often know the truth deep down inside, and because we either fear it or just don't want to accept it, we just shut it off. And that's basically what Felix did. And the reason he did it was probably many reasons. One, he had a hand in the arrest of an innocent man. Two, he knew everything Paul was saying was true, and he knew that if he accepted it, his status as governor would be basically screwed. Pardon my language, if screwed is considered a bad word. Anyway, even though that ironically ended up happening sometime later, which isn't mentioned in the Bible due to his corruption, so pretty ironic. But yeah, and another not so cool note is that Felix was actually responsible for the deaths of many high priests, including High Priest Jonathan. I don't know much about him. I believe he's mentioned in the Bible and was actually involved in Paul's trial. I'll have to look over that just to make sure, but it's in the book of Acts. Look it up for yourselves, as I encourage you always to do. Research this stuff for yourself and find out for yourself. But yeah, I believe the high priest Jonathan was involved in Paul's trial, and Felix had him killed for whatever reason. I don't know the reason. I don't think it's mentioned in the Bible. And he was responsible, as I said, for the deaths of many high priests. So I just wanted to talk about his story because I think it's one that is very interesting. It's interesting how he built himself up, even though I don't know exactly how he did that. It's interesting in a sense, not in a good way, how he basically screwed everything up for himself. Once he became governor, he was given such a high status and such an important status, and he screwed it up. And that's something that we do a lot, especially in today's world as well. And as I said earlier, his desire to shut off the truth because he knew it was the truth is something that at least I can definitely resonate with, and I feel a lot of people can resonate with. So, yeah, I just thought I would share a quick little rundown of his story, and I'm sorry I'm a bit late with this video. It's been a rough week. I might go into that, might not. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you all so much for your support and your love, despite my lack of uploads. As I always say, I really do love you guys, and you guys really do make such a huge impact on my life. You guys help me with my confidence, help me with my social anxiety a lot. Even though people don't often realize that YouTube, even though you're not talking in front of people per se, it takes a lot out of you when you have social anxiety, and you guys have always been supportive, so I thank you guys so much for that. And yeah, so remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Please help me out on Patreon. If you would like, please don't feel obligated to by any stretch of the imagination. But if you would like to, it would definitely help the channel out. And I understand the rewards on there are a little flimsy, for lack of a better word. That might not even be the right word. But anyway, the rewards are, following you guys on whatever social media you want. And I do feel that that goes a long way, not from one person, but anyway, I do feel that that helps quite a bit if social media and YouTube and all that stuff is something you really want to pursue. So yeah, I'll be trying to find other rewards. I just don't know really what I can give at this point, and that's kind of saddening, but just gotta keep looking for how you can improve. So I'm going to stop blabbering now. Thank you guys so much for your love and support and handling my babbling as well as you have. And I will see you in the next one. Sayonara. Don't know really what that was.